pain, but I can't let you hurt me ever again. What I gotta do to be loved? What I gotta do to see love? A battle I'm sure to lose.
So, with that being said, we want to welcome everybody back. Cal Podcast special episode. Running into season 5, leaving season 4, but we got right now a new podcast on the making in the Cal in 2023. Look like we finna see what's popping. So we got the Herd podcast with us tonight. I only know one of y'all, so I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourself, and whoever want to go first, the floor is yours.
Okay, well, I guess I'll get started. Being the one that you know, I am. Who am I?
You are Mama Chastity. Keep it moving. Who's next?
I'm not, but okay.
Oh.
Hey guys, right. This is Shoutout calling in from Shreveport.
Okay.
All right, and I'm Mel.
Mel. And then Jill is driving, so we'll get more to her when she gets to a safe spot.
Yes, I am almost home, but I'm here. But I'm Jill, also known as Thundercat.
All right. So we want to welcome y'all ladies to the Cal Podcast. And also, I think the name of the podcast, if I'm correct, is the Herd, Herd podcast. Mm-hmm. So first thing first, the first question that we asked, we didn't come up with this question. We stole it from Charlamagne the God from the Breakfast Club. How are you ladies doing mentally and psychologically with everything going on from 2020 up to now?
Well, I'm going to say stressed. From 2020 to up to 2023, been diagnosed with anxiety, I think partly because of COVID, being trapped in the house, stuck in the house, not able to do the things that you used to do. And then coming back to in person, being around people, seeing changes, personalities. It's hard. It's been difficult. Still struggling.
Okay.
I have to agree with Carmen with stress. I do feel like there is a lot of stress around. I think the biggest thing with me is that I've just learned how to cope with it and learned mentally different ways that, to get through and just not to go crazy, because there's a lot of changes right now. It's a lot of changes, not only in our environment, but in the people around us. So, although I say stressed, I have learned how to deal with it, how to cope with it, and how to decompress. Chastity is always on us with, talking about self-care and stuff. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I have picked up, during this time is just practicing more self-care. And I think that helps with a lot of that stress.
Gotcha.
I think with me, I have definitely been a roller coaster ride. The first of COVID, I ain't even gonna lie, I loved lockdown because I didn't have to deal with nobody. I could just be at home in my own space. But then I started kind of becoming a hermit and not doing extra things. And I was going through a lot mentally, emotionally, with personal stuff. But now in 2023, I have come out. I'm working on multiple projects to make money. My focus is about me and my goals. And I feel like I'm at a really good place right now.
Okay. So we just had Jordan, aka Maggie, I think, into the room. So we just gonna wait for
Deal with Maggie.
I get them confused because they both got J's.
No, I mean, is it because we're white?
Pretty much.
Yeah, let's just say it.
Pretty much. I'm not even. Most people are like, oh no, that's not. No, this is pretty much to the point.
It's it. Yeah, you just couldn't
Pretty
keep it
much.
straight. That's okay, boo-boo. It's okay.
So,
We're keeping it real.
Yeah, ain't no point in me lying like, oh man, we call her Maggie because she make good apple pie. No, we call you Maggie because it's white. And on top of that, This is a good reason too. If you don't want people to know your real name, just give them a nickname.
Oh yeah, we definitely
we
know
do
about
that with
that.
me and anybody. Anyway,
But hold all that because listen. So I'm just gonna be real. I wrote down my questions,
Oh,
and then
wow.
on top of that, I got my other questions that we got from one of our sponsors, Ace Metaphor, who came up with relationship cards, and we got some nasty cards. So I'm gonna hit y'all with a lot today, so y'all can have a lot, or y'all can have a little what do we call it, cheat sheet when y'all start doing y'all heard podcast. So the first question I'm gonna ask y'all is straight up. Why the Herd Podcast? Why the Herd Podcast in 2023? Why do we need the Herd Podcast?
Let me take that question. I think, well, I think for one, our connection with each other, we just had the ability to be able to literally talk about anything. When I say anything, I mean literally anything from race, sex, lifestyles, parenting. So, we feel like we have a diverse group of people from the lifestyle we live, how we think, but we all have a open mindset. It's like to talk about anything. So we had these just natural conversations when we are together. And it's kind of like, people need to hear this. People need to hear this. So that's kind of where it derived from. And if I'm hoarse and sounding like somebody's uncle, it's because y'all know Kaylin had his 7th birthday and I had 9 boys at my house last night. So my voice sounded like Chad for real. So
mine's like that. Mine's like that because the Jaguars won last night and I was at the game. But
I thought you always sound like that. But okay.
Oh, I do?
I thought so.
Oh, sure. I'm right with that. Whoever's next. Why we need the Herd Podcast in 2023?
I'm going to piggyback off of Chastity. And what she said is we definitely have a diverse group of women. And I think a lot of times the conversations that we have, other women are thinking it, but they just don't want to say it. It could be out of just sheer embarrassment. Should I be thinking this way? Should I be feeling this way? Sometimes we want to shelter our feelings and our emotions, whereas the group that we have, the herd, we are open to every and anything. So like Chastity said, from children, marriages, relationships, everyday life, work, stress, all of the above, we're able to be open and honest in our conversations where we feel like we're in a safe space where we can converse.
Mm-hmm. And I think just to kind of piggyback off of both what both of them said is too that it's not very often that you find a group of individuals where you can talk about, like, for instance, race. We all are different races, and that's a very controversial subject, race, religion. And we are able to have those conversations. And when someone wants to ask a question, it's not taken, like personally. It's like, okay, this person really wants to know this. So let me educate them on something that they truly don't know. So just being able to talk to one another and not take things personally and know that it's coming from a really good place. That's been a really good thing too with Herd.
Jill?
and I think too, in addition to all of that, is we are funny. We are just funny. And we will talk about the craziest things and laugh. And I think that the world needs that comic relief. They need to be able, some of these subjects and things like Karma was saying, sometimes people are embarrassed to talk about certain things, and we are not. And I feel like women out there, especially, and even some men, because we've shared some little snippets of conversations with people that have just died laughing at the conversations that we had. And I just think it'll be that comic relief.
Okay, well, speaking of comic relief, because I'm going to go from serious question to crazy question, we're going to our first crazy question. And that question is real simple. if you had to describe using a movie yourself in bed, what movie would that be?
First of all, it depends on who we in the bed with now. Like
I'm just if you had to be in bed with your
That's the one right there, Chastity.
if you had to be in bed with your leading role.
It may be Waiting to Exhale. I may be
I might be 50 Shades of Grey. Straight up 50 Shades.
Oh, yes.
I'm just saying.
50 Shades, all three books. 50
Yeah.
Shades, all three
That's a good
books.
one.
Yeah.
So I heard 50 Shades, I heard Booty Call. What else?
Love Jones.
Love Jones.
Love Jones. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's it?
Right now, I feel like I'm the 30, 40-year-old virgin? That's
40-year-old virgin?
That's currently my movie.
And we got the 40-year-old version. Okay. All right. So my next question. What would set y'all different? Excuse me. How would the Herd podcast be different from everybody else? How can y'all separate yourself from everybody else? Because as you know, there's like 1,000,005 podcasts out there. What is the Herd gonna bring to the table where people are like, you know what? I gotta go click on the Herd to see what these ladies got to say. Jordan, do me a favor. No. Turn you on your phone?
Yeah.
Turn that landscape for me.
Like
it's the aesthetics of the headphones and the glasses for me in the red. It's fire, Jordan. Like
Turn your phone.
I don't know how to
right now.
No, physically turn your phone.
Right now you got it locked with what's they call it? On the iPhone where it's like
oh yeah.
What is that? I can't name, but it's locked. But there we go.
There you go.
Look at me
She's
go.
probably not mentally able to change that shit right now. Y'all asking her to do too much.
Way too damn much. Slow down.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see
I don't know which
podcast.
side my face is on though. Like, where's my face?
See, this is what separates us, Florida, right here. Is the fact that we're just giving jabs, we're laughing at each other, we're laughing at ourselves. It's just a good time. It's just always a good time.
I feel like we have to be the most functional, dysfunctional group of people.
Yes.
Now that's why I give you pushback, because the calf, I think we got that title.
Well, it's as simple of saying like what's different is there's literally no boundaries. Zero in any of our conversations. There is zero boundaries. And we all have, different opinions on some things. We all might have the same opinion on something. And, a lot of the conversations that we do have in the office, we take out of the office, like, and use in our lives and stuff. So I don't know. It's just conversation never ends. That's for sure.
Carmen, you was about to say something.
Yeah, I think it depends on what a person is looking for. There have been times, and I just shared with the ladies, I think, was it Friday? Where, I just so happened to scroll through YouTube, and I don't know how I found this one young lady, and it clicked just seeing her frozen face. She was in the car with tears. And I'm like, what's going on with her? And I clicked on, and that was over 2 years ago. And I still follow her channel. I think it depends on the person, the people, and what they're looking for. Because sometimes we fall up on things just by accident and then get drawn into it.
Mel?
Well, I think that
Mel, stop it, Mel. Look, I gotta stop. No, exactly. I can't continue like this, Melanie. I feel like I'm on a Zoom call right now.
I'm answering the question, Jordan.
If you want me to be comfortable in this shit, you gotta make me comfortable now. Stop talking like we're in a damn meeting.
So in other words, she said,
"This is what I do."
She wants Milani, not Mel. She wants Milani.
Damn.
So look, Florida. So apparently I have two personalities. Okay.
She does.
So I have Mel and I have Milani.
Okay.
But Milani only comes out typically when one of them say some stupid shit, basically.
So do me a favor. Do me a favor. Put Mel up and keep Milani with us for like another 48 minutes.
There you
Oh,
go. There you
shit.
go.
We want Milani.
What was the question again? Y'all done made me forget the question.
See that?
We ain't gonna let you answer because Mel's finna answer it. We want Milani.
Okay.
So Milani got to answer this question. So Milani, you starting on the next question. So we're going back to my card.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you feel like what you do right now is fulfilling your purpose?
Oh.
Oh shit.
Right now, do I feel right now what I'm doing is fulfilling my purpose? 100%. Yes. I do. I do feel like it. Right now, currently, I'm on a journey in life, and I feel like I can relate to a lot of women. I feel like I can relate to a lot of men. I just lost 120 pounds and continuing to lose weight.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So right now, I think that what I'm currently actively doing is I've put a lot of my life on hold to be on this journey. So I think that absolutely 100%. I'm living in my purpose right now.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Jordan next.
Oh. What was it again?
Oh my God. God, look, listen. First of all, let's just go ahead and set the standard. We're not gonna do this slow shit tonight.
I know.
Jordan,
I know. Like I just feel like I just feel like the conversation is just like interview, you know, and it's making me feel awkward.
Yes, because you're in the cab. You're in the cab. You're in the cab. This is not the Herd podcast. This is the cab interviewing the Herd. So, yeah, Jordan, do you feel like currently what you do right now is fulfilling your purpose?
All around my life in general, just everything I'm doing. No.
Okay. Carmen.
Definitely
Unless you want to explain, if you want to just say
yeah. No, I mean, I just feel like definitely 100% no, not fulfilling my purpose. I would love to fulfill my purpose, but I feel like the priorities that are in my life, that has to be pushed back just quite a bit to be able to do the things that I need to keep my priorities in line. But
Carmen.
Oh, I still piggyback off of Jordan. No, I am not fulfilling my purpose at all. And I want to. So 2023, and the ladies know that I've had 2 words I'm focusing on in 2023. That is me, no. And I just heard this from a young lady last night, and I told her I was going to bite off of her, and it's protecting my peace. A lot of times we give to work, our spouse, if you're dating your man, kids, your job, church, group functions, and we lose ourselves. So 2023, I'm trying to regain myself, to start my purpose.
Okay. Chastity?
You know, let me be the one to play devil's advocate here and say that I've heard that when you fulfill your purpose, you leave this earth. So I'm kind of gonna always feel like I'm gonna have to add a little fuck shit into my life so that my purpose don't be completely fulfilled, because I ain't ready to leave this earth. So the answer would be no.
And I think Jill,
okay.
I think Jill said she's walking in the house.
Well, I decided to sit on the porch because the dog started hollering. So
them damn dogs.
We appreciate that.
They said, "Oh, we want to be on the podcast," and I said, "Not today."
Y'all know what Gypsy's doing, and she laid out.
Gypsy's high.
I'm damn sure I'm gonna say Gypsy is high.
As hell.
So Jill, the question was, are you currently right now what you're doing, like, is it fulfilling your purpose?
No, but I'm on the way.
Okay.
For so many years, I put everybody else first, and I am finally coming into me. And I think the other ladies will agree. Like I almost need to be a little careful, because sometimes I think I can get a little too aggressive with me first. If you on the BS at all, I'm just like, whoop, move on.
Yeah, we'll
So-
bleep that out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bleep that part out. Matter of fact, let me look at that time again. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, but that's how I am right now.
Put me to work already. Gotcha. All right. So all you ladies met at work, I'm assuming. So dealing with that, y'all are working women working together. I think I've noticed this a lot, and this has nothing to do with y'all, just in general. I think conversations that happen in the workplace are more typical or more common than most people think. So the conversation that y'all have in the workplace is it stuff that can probably make a movie, write a book?
Listen. Let me be the first to say
Make a music album?
that we alone could have a real reality show. You know how you have the reality show, you have the main people, then each main person has their own individual crazy out of work real life shit going on. Like you would not even believe the stuff that we go through individually at home in our real lives, and then decide to come to work and have a conversation about, because it just be crazy. So hell yeah, it could be a movie. I think you could pull one person from this group and be like,
a reality show.
It could
like a
definitely
real
be a
reality show.
TV
Yeah,
series for sure.
for real.
So if y'all going through some, y'all say, you know what? I'm gonna just say this for my girls on work. They're gonna help me. Is that like some of the common things y'all say to yourself?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
No, okay.
without a
Now,
doubt.
my next question is, who always got the best stuff to talk about?
It depends on the topic, I think.
Swear to God, it depends on the
And this is why this is hold on. And this is why I love Carmen, because I have my topics. Because I was trying to see where y'all were gonna go, but since y'all say depends on the topic, let me give you my topic. I only got five.
Okay.
So the first topic, sex. You know that was coming.
Chat.
First of all, I knew
First
y'all
of all,
motherfuckers was gonna say that, but that's not true.
That is true.
That's not true. And that's not true because one, I hadn't had sex in a minute. Okay.
They
That
say
don't
you
got
got the
nothing to do
best.
with it.
No,
That
they
don't
got nothing to do with it. I
with
said who got the best topics. When sex is brought up, it clearly that Jordan and Jill said sex.
Oh.
Now it's two more people who haven't voted yet, but we're about to find out. So Carmen, who?
Chastity.
And I say chastity, but I also say depending, because if it's real off the wall, it's
Jordan. Thank you.
But on the regular, it's chastity.
So sex top is chastity, but we going triple X is Jordan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got that.
Most definitely.
All right. Next topic, drama.
Ooh, what kind of drama?
Jill.
I'm gonna say Jill.
Everybody
I'm
just
not
shut
gonna
up.
say
It's Jill.
Jill. I'm not gonna be the one to say Jill. I'm gonna say Carmen, because lately Carmen
Oh yeah, Carmen's had some tea lately. That's true.
been having some shit going on.
This is true. I will admit that. Yes.
Currently, yes.
Most
Carmen
definitely.
been having some shit
Yeah.
going on, y'all.
So we putting Carmen for drama.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take it.
Okay. I'm gonna put these two together. Family and children.
Jill and Melanie.
Yes. Both.
I mean,
They
Why
didn't-
everybody
me
else get
too.
quiet?
I mean,
Well,
I'm about to say, ain't nobody fight back.
Jordan did just have to leave work the other day to go tame her daughter. Not tame
I
her, but
mean,
she was
I'm a lot
not-
about.
Like one instance. I got
Right,
a
that's
whole
one
bunch
incident.
up at my house.
Now you know that's a damn lie.
Ronda Rousey?
It's
No.
we have teenagers,
Right.
and so it's a lot that goes on. It's a lot that goes on.
Mel has
So-
3 teenagers.
I have 3 teenagers. They're stair steppers.
So let me kick children and teenagers. Let's just say family in general.
Yes, family. Yeah.
So
That would probably be me and Jill. I would say.
I ain't got
Is
no
it-
family with me and my kids.
So is it Mel or Milani?
When it's drama, it's Milani.
Oh wow.
She be going off.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
Lord, does she?
Does she be ready to go off?
All right. Next topic. Men.
Jill. Or, I mean, not Jill. Chastity. 100% chastity when it comes to men. 100,000 freaking percent. Y'all are lying. If
I'm
you
guilty.
say otherwise.
I probably have to
Agree with that.
Yeah, I think we all. I think Chastity owns that.
And no debate.
Chastity for the
okay.
win.
Chastity for the
Chastity
win?
for the
All
win.
right.
Chastity for the
And the
win.
last one, inspiration or good news?
Melanie.
Melania.
Melanie.
Milani.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
inspiration is Melanie. Drama is Milani.
Okay, let me switch that up.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's Melanie. Oh, yeah, Melanie be off the wall. Don't listen to her.
All right, going back to my cards. Let's see what we got right now. Let me just pick it up and here we go. What is your best sexual skill in the bedroom?
Oh, God.
Oh my.
We going in deep.
That's what he said.
Oh.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be honest with you. For one, I cannot pinpoint one thing. And my followers that see this, that know, that sounds terrible. Because like I got a followers of 6, but that's not what I mean.
That's
Okay.
what I was thinking to say. Like, what you mean?
Like it's something I don't know. You got an OnlyFans? You tell your boy?
That's what we trying to figure out.
We missing something?
No, what? No, don't start. What I'm saying is somebody that has probably had a sexual encounter is gonna see this video. Damn, that's all I said. And me, I'm going to say that I don't know. Skip me, come back. Let me think about it. I know what. No, okay. Let me go while I'm here.
Hold on. Let me go to these two people first, and I'm gonna come back to the rest of y'all. So the first person I'm gonna go to,
y'all.
I'm gonna go to Mel first.
To who?
Why are you
Mel,
coming to me?
because we gotta see because Mel and seem like Melania are two different people. So what do Mel good at? But I know Melania might got something going on.
Oh man.
So what do Mel do? Does she make good breakfast? And do she massage? Do she, how to get it out, get them going, send them nasty videos?
I would say, yeah, probably for my husband, because I am married.
Okay. Give us Mel, and then I want Melania.
Okay, Mel would probably just send sweet messages, and
Melania.
like Milani would probably send like X-rated photos or videos.
Okay, all right. Whoever next. I just want to get them two out the way.
Yeah.
Well, ask Jill why her name is Thundercat, and that'll answer your question.
Oh,
well, Jill, why is your name Thundercat? It was brought on by one of your co-hosts.
Really?
Told us to ask you why your name is Thundercat.
Because I got that wet.
Come on now.
You said that so serious, too.
So serious. Then stutter.
With so much confidence.
Look right into the camera. Look right into the camera.
Yes, you did.
Look right into the camera, then stutter or nothing.
Yeah. Yes, because they always come back.
Always come back.
Always.
All right.
I mean, years, like college, still. Hey, girl.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Her podcast in here. Chastity, Carmen, it's on y'all.
Okay. This is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say being able to ride. Because I know a lot of people be in a rocking chair or a scooter. And I know men don't like that, or sometimes that's not pleasurable. But I was taught early. That'll be another subject for another day. I was
Y'all
taught
podcast. Say that for y'all podcast. Say that for y'all podcast.
So I feel like that's what I'm gonna say.
Okay. Carmen from Shoutout, don't let us down.
I'm going to say, think of Coming to America when Eddie Murphy was meeting his wife and she said, whatever you like. Whatever you like.
Whatever you like.
So you down for whatever.
Whatever my husband wants or desires, I'm there for it. No question.
I like it. That's nice.
This podcast about to be lit. Okay, so this question.
Actually, I'm gonna remember this conversation for when we have another conversation because I'm gonna ask you of some things since you so down. Yep. Be like, would you?
Okay.
I'm gonna remember this.
My next question, going back to the question, not the card. So, when women in general, and if y'all could go, if y'all want to go over y'all experience, you can. When you meet that certain guy, and it seems like a lot of women who let their guard down, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, I feel like you don't know if you don't try. That's in anything. I don't know why we put so much emphasis on dating and shit. It's like you have a car wreck today, are you never gonna drive again? No, you're 9 times out of 10, you're okay. You go drive the same goddamn day. Or if you get fired on the job, are you never going back to work again? So it's like, why do we put so much? Oh, I'm never doing it again. I'm not doing it. I'm never putting I got this wall up when it comes to a relationship. Like, it's all a learning process, I think, of life. So I feel like you have to put your guard down or else it's fucked from day one. If you're going to be, there's a difference, I think, between moving slow and having a wall up. Like if you go have a wall up, just don't even do it. That's how I feel.
And I think women have intuition. So, I mean, you fall off, you get back on that horse. Will it take time sometimes? Most definitely, depending on, if you hurt or not, but you got to try. I think we're now moving to a generation, and it's so sad that now women are being viewed as, oh, you trying to act like a dude, you trying to act like a man. What is that? What does that look like? Because I got needs and wants and values. Maybe I want to fuck you today and then kick you to the curb tomorrow. It could be vice versa. What does it matter? We're grown ass women and people, and we've got to stop apologizing for the things that we do. If we did it, we did it. If it happened, it happened. Okay, move on to the next. And what's wrong with that? Whereas women get victimized for it, we call hoe, slut, this and that, other. Men can go off and do their own thing and be like, give me 5, dog. So why do we put ourselves in this small box of, I don't know, I'll wait, give me a year. For what? Life is too short. We can be gone tomorrow.
Carver says, give the cat up to everybody.
Fuck them all.
Not saying that, but we still have to, if we want it, we want it. If we won't do it, we gonna do it. And that's
Summer Walker said it. I just need some dick. That's what Summer Walker. She said, girls need love too. Did she not?
Jill. No. We done with Mel. Melanie. Jill. Melanie.
Well, I mean, I pretty much am on the same page as Carmen and Chastity. Like, I feel like what's the purpose of putting that wall up? I mean, what is it going to I mean, what is it going to do? It's really not going to do anything. So if you want to do something, do it. Don't just sit around and just waiting. I mean, what you doing? You wasting time. I think a lot of times too, women, like Carmen said, they're worried about what other people think about you. And I mean, this is your life. You have to live for you and do the things that you want to do. And that's just me. But I mean, I've been in a relationship for 20 years, so I've been out the game for a long time.
I'm gonna come back to you, Jill, but I'm gonna ask this question because as a married woman, was it a time where you kept your wall up even though you've been married, or did you just say, you know what, I'm in it, let's ride out?
There was a time, yes, there was a time in my life that I did have a wall up, and that was coming out of a really bad relationship. But after that, all hell had broke loose, and I was just out of control. I was just,
I don't know. I just let you. They know you better than I do.
But, I've been there. I've been on both sides of that. I've been to where like I do have a wall up and I'm guarded, but then I've also been in that same, place where I'm like, you know what? Who cares? I'm doing what the hell I want to do, and
right,
damn anyone.
Finish this up, Jill.
I think I'm just gonna put it out there. When I was younger, I was a hoe. Okay.
What's the definition of a hoe?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that just goes back to what Carmen was saying. All these
what society's definition is.
That's what I'm saying. Society's definition. That's what I was. Society's definition.
Which is what?
Hold on. Let me answer the question from a man point of view. So to me, a hoe is somebody who would just do it just to do it. It don't even take much. I'm pretty sure some of y'all been Netflix and chill before there was a Netflix and chill where they tried their best. If it wasn't no effort, yeah, baby, you hoe. At least if I think I'm being honest. It was just one girl. She was like, "Just get me drunk." That's not hard, baby. You a hoe.
I don't think that's a hoe. Maybe
and
she just wants to be a nympho.
And that's what I was a long time ago. Yeah, I just wanted to have sex. I just wanted.
Why you can't be a nympho? Why can't you be labeled as a freak? Maybe you can be a sex addict. Why a hoe? Why a hoe?
I just think it's one thing. I'm gonna give you the perfect example. Brittany Renner. I never looked at that girl as a hoe. That girl says, y'all don't know who Brittany Renner is?
No, who was that?
We'll talk about it later. It's okay. A lot. It's a lot. She slept with Colin Kaepernick. She slept with Trey Songz. She slept with Future. She slept with a lot of people. She wrote a book. It was a number one bestseller. No, not Superhead.
Okay.
Not Superhead. She's like Superhead 2.0. But she said, more than her. And the crazy part about it, like Chaz, we was in the same era with her because she went to Jackson State. Around about that time, all this was going down. Like she did a lot. But anyway, in her book, she said, I went on a binge where I wanted to have sex 7 days a week. And I had 7 different dudes in rotation. That's not being a hoe.
Now, it wasn't that bad.
Now, if she said, I just slept with anybody who would just do anything, to me, that's my definition.
Okay. No, I just had sex a lot.
That's not a hoe then. Especially if you got what you wanted. If you just let me ask this question. Did you just lay there or you did it or took it from the bag or did you take charge?
What difference do it make?
Because prostitutes lay there.
Oh, no.
First of all, it's 2023. You getting some good money.
Say it again.
I wasn't taking no money. Like it wasn't like
No, not money, but I mean prostitutes, all they do is one thing. They just lay there.
How you know?
Really? How do you, Florida?
Well, one, I have uncles that spend money like that.
No, it was not like that. It was not like that.
Okay. If you was getting you, that's one thing.
I was getting me. And then I got engaged and pregnant and married and was married for 16 years. And then I built a very huge wall up. And then I tried to fix people. Okay. I tried to fix people instead of recognizing those red flags. And so now I'm at a point where I don't feel like I have a wall up, but I have boundaries and I'm watching for if someone's not respectful of my boundary, then it's just no.
Okay. All right. Going back to my cards. If you can ask God to take something from your past, what would it be? And what would you want him to replace it with?
Oh,
If you can ask God to take something from your past, what would it be and what would you want him to replace it with? If you could take something, ask God, take this from my past, but replace it with this, what would be that thing?
Not to sound whatever, but really, there's nothing, because I feel like the things I went through were necessary for me to get to this point that I'm at now. Because if I tried to go back and think of some of those hard moments or some of those things, if I took that away, I wouldn't have learned that lesson. I wouldn't have went through that trial and tribulation to get to the point that I'm at now, that I needed that little slap in the face. I needed that.
Those learning experiences.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Jill. Like, there's a lot of learning experiences from my past. Now, I can say right now, currently, I mean, if there was one thing that I could do presently, outside of any of the hard things I dealt with in my life, I wish that I would have put myself first a long time ago and got my health in check a long time ago and not put everybody else before me. That is one thing that I wish that I could have changed, because I felt like I would have been able to give more of myself. I was healthier to my family and be able to experience. There's a lot of experiences that I missed out because I was just really unhealthy and couldn't do a lot of stuff. But that would be the only thing, because everything else I feel like really makes me into the person that I am today.
Carmen,
I totally agree. I'm sitting here thinking, and I've learned that there's nothing is by accident. The path that I'm supposed to go down, God has already ordained for me to go down from the time I was born. So me going through all my trials and tribulations from, childhood to adolescent to young adult to now being almost middle-aged was a purpose. I've learned a lot of things, and I feel like if I ask God to change something, then the path that I'm at today, where I'm at today, will be totally different. Mm-hmm. Maybe I wouldn't have the husband that I have now. Maybe I wouldn't have any children. So this was ordained for me to go down this path, and I'm still going down, and to continue to go down until it's time for God to call me home.
Yes.
But not too soon. Not too soon.
Wood. I got you. Knock on wood. Chelsea?
I just said this to my best friend a couple days ago, and I told her, I wish, it's kind of like what Mel said, I wish I would have had.
Shop with Mayelle Monroe Chic Boutique, where you look and feel like the queen that you are. Visit us at www.shopmayellemonroe.com for the latest and greatest in fashion. Again, that's www.shopmayellemonroe.com.
Headline Starlight.
The self-worth knowledge now that I would have had back then, I'd have been ducking them. I feel like I've been ducking them, but I'd have really been ducking them. But I just wish I would have known what I know now as a more younger adult, as far as boundaries, self-worth, self-love, healing from trauma, all of just being who you wanted to be a long time ago. I think a lot of people now are just coming into being who they are, especially if who you are may not fit the status quo sometimes. So I would probably just say, understanding my worth a little more. If he would take back some of the foolish shit I did and replace it with boundary setting, maybe. And replace anything you took away to replace with $1 million, Lord, that would be nice. Let's not forget that.
Amen. Amen. Melanie, what is your race?
I'm Black, but I'm of Creole heritage.
Okay, so this leads to my next question, because you got Black Lives Matter, you got MAGA, you're going to hear nigga, you're going to hear Karen, you're going to hear cops shooting Black people, you're gonna hear Democrat, you're gonna hear Republican. How is the Herb podcast gonna handle all that racism, all that race shit? How are y'all gonna handle? Because Jordan, I mean, she was on. You got 2 white ladies with 3 black women. How is the Herb podcast gonna handle that? And let me say this too: are women too?
Yes. So, I am a Black woman married to a white man, and I have biracial children. I come to my ladies here. I've come to them several times with situations that I have had to go through, that my children have had to go through, that they have had to go through and come to me for advice because I am in a multiracial, household. But to me, I feel like one of the things about me, and I would say that I think that the ladies like about me too, is I have a very open mind. And so a lot of times I'm trying to figure out, hey, what's the reason behind that? And if somebody uses those terms, okay, let's talk about it. Like, and like in the media right now, I mean, you hear it all the time. And I think the biggest thing is just educating people. I'm not going to get easily offended. You call me, I done heard so many names people call my family. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I can't change what they say and what they do and the ignorance that other people have. So all of those things that are in the media right now, I listen, I when people say different things or there's those very controversial topics that's going on. We talk about them in the office. And everybody comes with an open mind because I think that, genuinely, sometimes people just don't know. And, if maybe Jill is dealing with a situation because my friend Jill is Caucasian and she dates African-American men, and maybe there's a situation that she's dealing with, and she comes to me and say, Mel, how would you handle this? Or should I take offense to this? Then I'll tell her, what my opinion is about that, because it's real life, it's reality. I don't take no offense to that. I'm like, okay, this is what I think that they meant by this. It may not be, but this is what I think. This is how I feel like you should handle it. We're just so open-minded. All of us are just so open-minded. Because we had some real deep conversations about, the terminology, the politics, sexuality. It's just we've had all those conversations, and I don't think there's really any times that we've ever taken offense to anything. Because I think a lot of times whenever it is something that's like somebody's like, whoa, it's like, okay, what do you mean by that? Can you explain that? And then it's, but yeah.
And
I'm
I
gonna come to you. Oh, and I ain't trying to be funny. I'm gonna go to Carmen, but I want to come to you next. And it's not because you're white and she black. I'm not doing that either. I just want to point that out because I know how I started the question. I'm like, I ain't doing that to you. But Carmen, I want to come to you next.
It's interesting because I'm a Midwest girl, born and raised in Illinois, south side of Chicago, south suburb of Chicago. Let me get that straight. Okay. But I didn't hit racism. Let me take that back. We were the first Black couple that moved, the first Black family that moved in our area, in the upper middle class area. If back then you would say, we were the first Black family on the street. Racism I dealt with when I was a child because the next door neighbors were white. And I remember them egging our house every day. They didn't like us being there. They let us know they didn't enjoy us being there. And it was generational because it was the parents. But the ironic part of it is the kids, we grew up together. We were all around the same age. We ended up going to high school together, and now we're Facebook friends. So it stopped that generation of the family, the mom and father, to now we're friends. The kids and I are, we're all around the same age, but we're Facebook friends now. The second time I dealt with racism was when I moved to the South, moving to Georgia, moving to Louisiana. And I'm like, am I in the Twilight Zone? I'm confused. Dealt with it, you know, whether you can feel it if someone's looking at you a certain way or saying something. And I don't want to say it's funny, but because I know who I am as a Black woman, that doesn't bother me. You can say what you want to say. That's one thing. Now, putting hands is another. So it's something that I've taught my children, that people are going to say things, some because they're out of ignorance. It's out of they don't know. It's out of that generational curse. But just like Mel is saying, sometimes you can talk to someone and they just don't know. I think George Floyd brought the George Floyd incident, the death of George Floyd brought on that racial divide, tension, but then it brought awareness as well. And now we're still kind of, we are still dealing with that as a nation, as a country. So now it's me passing on as much information to those who need to understand the difference, because sometimes, you know, I don't get it. I'm like, what makes you think you're better than me because of the shade of our skin? Let's talk about it. But it doesn't dim my light any, and I don't want it to dim my kids' light either.
Jill?
I think as far as people coming at us collectively as a group, we are very open and we have very open conversations, and we all have different scenarios, because I was married to a white man for 16 years. I have 2 fully white children, but I also date outside of my race. And so, you know, I have dealt with those, you know, comments and questions, and, you know, but my family and my children are fully accepting of it, because that's how we are. Like, that's not an issue. And so I feel like us as a group, we've never had a topic that any of us have had to take a step back and been like, oh, she really ticked me off, because we're just very open and ask those questions that a lot of people are just afraid to ask, or people make assumptions about. Instead of just making the assumption, we ask, what does this mean? Explain this to me. Why do you feel this way? You know, somebody said this, what does that mean? And I feel like that's what will make us different in this group. And that's not just about race. I mean, it's about, like Melanie said, everything.
I mean, I really honestly feel like everybody pretty much answered just even the, you know, little bits of what I was going to say about it. It's just the openness that we have, and like the true ability to be able to talk about literally anything. Like, and then what I'm doing now is I literally sat here and I was thinking of like the different categories of conversations, and I was just like, oh, we've talked about that. Oh, we've talked about that. Oh, we've talked about that. I mean, and you know, Florida, you know, I can come off and offend people. Not that I meant to offend, but just sometimes my ways, my words, my demeanor, my tone can offend people. And I've just personally never been around just a full group of women who really don't take offense to me or to anything that I say, and really don't take offense too much to anything that the other says. It's just a true, open minded, open dialogue group of women. So it's like anything that pops up, we're gonna be able to run it and talk about, not with offense. And you got to understand, and the reason why I think it's so rare, because a work women's dynamic is typically messy, it's because of those things. Like, and I'm gonna be honest, Jill is one for this, that Monday morning something happened at her house tonight that pisses her the fuck off, okay? With her child, her man, her car doesn't start in the morning. She gonna come in and she gonna walk right through that door and don't say good morning. And I'm like, bitch, we didn't sleep with you. So it could have been that I could have been like, ugh. oh, she got a nasty little attitude this morning. She didn't say anything to me. She didn't speak good morning. So it's almost like we don't take shit personal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
We
I'm
were just talking about this the other day.
We just talked about this. Did we just talk about this on Friday?
Mm-hmm.
We just said this on Friday. We all know each other's, okay, Mel needs to be left alone because she does this. Carmen, you know when Carmen needs to be left alone because she puts her headphones on and she look at the screen and she focused. Like we all feed off of each other. And I feel like we all know the tone and we're okay with that.
Well, first of all, to you ladies, kudos to y'all for working with Chelsea, because if anybody could work with her.
The fuck? Are you serious?
Y'all, yes.
Explain to me what that means.
That means these ladies deserve a raise. That's what that means.
I'm not even the most like difficult, high style. And the funny thing is, this just goes to show you how much I be talking about I've changed. You know the old operating Chelsea. You don't know this new me. So I'm really probably the most peaceful coworker. Well, to them, maybe the other people don't feel that way, and I would understand. But I don't bring drama or nothing to the group. Like I mean,
you get hostile right now because I brought it up. Look at you. You getting hostile right now because I brought it up. Let me keep it moving before
There's a difference between hostile and inflection in your voice. Thank you.
No, it's all the same when it comes to you. All right, going to my question before she cut my Wi-Fi off. All right, going back to my cards. What is your most embarrassing sexual moment?
And what's funny is that I guarantee we've all talked about this shit before. I guarantee. Literally, some of it may be pertaining to shit, which is why I said that. So literally shit.
Literally, that's it right there.
Shit
what Kathy
from
just said.
anal sex. And I'm not saying that it's me. I'm just saying that I know a lot of women in here that's gonna be their answer.
It's Florida's
answer.
It's
That's
Florida's
the answer.
He wasn't ready.
That's the answer.
I'm telling you, that's the answer.
That cannot be the answer for
It
four
is.
women on this podcast who have their own podcast. It's called the Her Podcast. That's gonna be the answer for all four of y'all. Come on,
no.
Carmen, give me something.
No.
Please, Carmen, come on. Jesus. Come on, Carmen. Just anything. I don't care. Anything. Most embarrassing sexual moment. Most embarrassing.
Okay, well, I'm not going. I don't know if this is the most embarrassing, but this just happened with my husband and I just last week. Last week, where I think I got so well. I don't even think that's a big deal. I just got so tore up that I knew we were doing it, but then I didn't remember. Because I woke up the next day and I was like, I don't have no clothes on. Why don't I have clothes on? And I know I went to bed fully clothed. And to him, it was like, I thought I rocked your world and you don't remember?
Okay, now we're embarrassing. Now it's an embarrassing moment. At first it was like that's just drunk sex. Now it's like, yeah, that's woo.
I felt bad.
I feel that in my heart. I don't.
So
I'm just happy you changed it up because these other three, oh my Jesus.
Yeah, no, that wasn't my experience. I haven't had that experience. No.
Oh. But they say I may tell you a joke, but I never tell you a lie.
Yeah, let's keep this thing moving. Okay, all right. So Her Podcast 2023 is coming. My question is, are y'all ready? And it might not seem like you're going to get it, but you're going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all ready for public opinion about y'all, not the topics, about y'all? Are y'all ready for them to start talking? Well, Mel, she said she lost 120 pounds. I don't see it. Jill says she do this and that. What? She just a hoe. Carmen is woo-doo, and she whatever. And then Chastity, yada, 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 and she just feisty and she cut people Wi-Fi off while they mid-talking. Are y'all ready for that backlash?
I'm gonna be honest. Let me take from that. And I think this goes back to, I'm gonna say college. I could say high school. Being a female athlete and being a track athlete. And if any of my teammates any other track and field people see this, you've been labeled. You've been labeled as a track hoe. We the least clothed people on the campus. We probably the finest body group of women. So me personally, I don't care about the backlash. And shit, some of it may be true. Like, and the thing is, everybody go always have an opinion, but it's like, bitch, if you watching this shit, you running them views up, so it don't even matter how you feel. You know, like you add them views to this.
That right there,
it
right
don't
there.
matter.
That's why I'm saying these ladies deserve a raise for working with you. All that right there.
That's the truth.
All that right there.
That's the truth. Give a fuck
go ahead.
about what somebody got to say. People been talking since they was infants and shit. I don't care. Bitch, me personally, I don't give a fuck. Now, in some instances to where there may be some mature questions, I don't mind having a conversation about why my mindset is the way it is about certain shit, but about an asshole, because everybody got one, just like an opinion. And half of the time, the motherfuckers who got so many opinions have so many opinions because it's a reverse mirror type of psychology as to how they really feel about their motherfucking self. Okay. And so I'm okay with all of it.
Ladies. Public opinion is going to come.
It's definitely going to come, but I'm going to say this. I can't speak for everyone. As I've grown and matured in age, I'm coming to the realization that I can't please everybody, nor should I have to please everyone. Everything is going to have a high and a low. We see this every day when you see celebrities looking at stuff and they're emotional about, or they just be like, delete. It's going to happen. Everyone is not going to love the herd. But at the same time, you're going to have others who love it, who can accept it, who can appreciate it, who can be like, why didn't we start this shit? I feel the same way. So with everything in life, you're going to have highs and lows. And I feel like we have a strong group of women where, yes, we get emotional. Yes, we have feelings. Yes, we going to hurt. Yes, it's
Wait,
going to
Jill,
sting
what
a
the
bit.
fuck you saying? Hold on, Carmen. Jill, what the fuck? What do we need to come over there? What's going on?
Is she okay? I can't see her.
You know, there'd be stray cats in the neighborhood.
Oh, I thought it was like a person coming up on you.
Correct. Like, I need to get my 9. What's going on?
Let me get up and make sure I'm straight.
And I'm so glad that just happened, because that's an example of what the herd does. We protect each other. We protect our own. If just like Chastity was like, hold up, Carmen, Jill, you okay? That's what we do for each other with the herd. We gonna ride or die. If we sick, what you need. If somebody rolling up on you, where we need to meet you at. If you need a hug, we giving it. That's just what we do. So going back to that whole public opinion, can't worry about that. That's life. Drop the mic.
Jill, Mel, y'all want to speak on it? Or y'all good with the answer?
I feel the same way. I feel like I have been judged on so many different things, and my previous employment, I won't name, but I had to act a certain way, talk a certain way, had to watch everything I did in public, and that wasn't me. And I feel like now this is me. And are you paying my bills? No. Are you sleeping with me at night? No. Are you cooking for me? No. So I don't really care what you think. Like, this is who I am. If you don't like me, that's fine. Because I probably don't like you.
That part.
And I feel like it's so funny. I had a conversation with a lady today about this, but I feel like a lot of my life I've been a people pleaser. And
I agree with that.
I can tell you, like, within, I'd say probably the past year, there's been a huge transition in the way I think, the way I feel, and what I do. And I mean, I can't do everything for everybody anymore. And people have already said stuff. So, I mean, it's like, whatever, but regardless of what you do, whether it's something good, whether it's something that's not so good, people are going to say things. And so you just have to be willing to be okay with that. And I think that if you're secure in what you're doing and what you're saying and what your purpose is, then, I mean, who cares what they say?
Hence,
So,
Melanie and Melania.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, people are going to say things, and that's just like, I mean, that just what they're even saying right now. Like, people may know me one way, and then we may be talking about something, and they're like, "That's Melanie." Like, Melanie said that? Really? She really think that? So, I mean, it's going to happen. I already know. Like, I'm already prepared for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's me. They know me. They know me. But the others may not.
Okay. Ladies, I got 3 more questions, and I'm going to hit y'all with our Cal podcast question. So going back to my cards. If you could heal the pain that you suffered in your lifetime, what would that pain be?
Say that one more.
If you could heal a pain that you suffered in your lifetime, what would that pain, what would that pain be?
You said if we could hear?
Heal
Heal
pain.
H-E-A-L. Yeah, okay.
Damn,
what would that be?
Heal the pain from your past. What would that be?
Mine would definitely be like my own self-love and knowing that I'm worthy, because I have never loved myself and thought that I was good enough. And this will come up in a future, because we've talked about this before, as far as how white girls are raised with body image and that kind of thing. So I have never felt that I met the mark. I was good enough. And the whole time I am.
I hear you.
That would be mine.
Okay.
I'm going to say relationships with my fathers. And I say that with a because I got a whole bunch of, not just one, I just have 2. Okay. I look back and I think sometimes this is such a cliche statement to make, but I think it's cliche because it's real. You don't have, and it's funny because Carmen just commended Mel's husband on doing something so loving for their daughters. And it's like, I didn't have that, so to be honest with you, I think a lot of and I'm gonna go back to the word that I just got on Jill asked about, a whole reputation, was because of you when you're in that. Well, let me say this. When you get adult life and you really get to do what the fuck you want to do, aka graduate from high school and go to college, you feel like you're gonna live wild and free. But I think at that part of adulthood, you start trying to fulfill a void. You start trying to look for things that you've never had that maybe you wanted at some point. So I'm gonna definitely answer that question and say, like, better knowing relationships with my fathers at a very, very young age. That male love.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, you want to go, Carmen?
No, I'm going back and forth.
Okay. I'm gonna say, and this goes back because I done said this several times in here with the people pleasing. I think a lot of that had to do with self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Not, I mean, I feel like I've always loved myself, but I don't feel like I was always comfortable in myself.
Baby, now you love yourself, baby. Your confidence and
you can't tell Melania.
You cannot.
But so I feel like I wish early on that I was more confident in myself. What'd you say?
I said, okay, Jill, for the vape, we see.
Y'all, it's cold out here on this porch, y'all. I ain't got no sleeves
That
on.
baby warm? Is it warm or something? Like, is that gonna warm you up or something?
I'm out here
warm
like
up inside.
But yes, it would definitely be that. I just wish that I would have earlier on, and I mean like much earlier on in life, had more confidence within myself. And I think a lot of that had a lot to do with weight. And I feel like a lot of women can relate to that. And so right now I feel like I'm in a period of self-discovery, and it feels good.
Mhm.
All right, Carmen, on you.
I would think I would want to heal. The pain would be guilt. I still feel like I'm going through it. Everybody has kind of touched on, and that's why I'm going back and forth, because Jill and Mel, that self-worth, feeling like I was always taller than everybody else in school, right? From the time I was a kid, I mean, in kindergarten all the way up to high school is where I started seeing women or girls my height. So I didn't feel like I was pretty enough. I didn't feel like I had the best body, didn't like my small boobs. And I felt bad about that, self-esteem worthy. I felt guilty in regards to my father, because even though my father loved us, Papa was a Rolling Stone. And so I felt a certain way toward my father in regards to how he treated my mom. And it made me look at men differently. And that kind of fucked with my head coming into relationships. So everything has a tic-tac-toe effect from the childhood. And I wish I can deliver myself from that guilt and pain that I still think I have. But this is what counseling is for. This is what therapy is for. A lot of Black people don't believe in therapy. A lot of Black people believe, you better keep that in the four walls. But we've got to be able to release that. And I feel like her will help that. Because again, we're here to help each other, not hinder, not put down, but just talk about real issues that we go through.
Okay. Last question from the cards. What does romance look like to each and one of y'all? What does romance look like? Not what is romance. What does it look like?
Okay, I'll go.
Oh, damn, she didn't waste no time.
No, I'm not, because
From the married woman.
No, I am so serious, because, and I tell you guys this.
What does it look like, Melanie? What does
it looks like when you or your spouse pays attention to the other and know what you like, what you don't like. So you're doing the things that they like. You're doing the things that you know that they want. It's not doing like, and to me, doesn't mean like, oh, I'm buying you this or I'm buying you that. To me, romance is if you know that I have had a hard day at work, and you know that, I'm totally stressed out, and I get home and you've run my bath, or you've made dinner for me, or you've, laid the bed out for me, and we're just going to lay there and we're just going to sit there and we're going to talk. And, those things to me are romance, because I know that you've paid attention to me, and that's a turn on for me. Yes. Because you're doing actions. And for me, like 20 years being with my husband, those actions, they mean a lot. And there was one point where it was just kind of like stagnant. And like, really, like my kids, they're about to get out the house. So like, we got to pump up the romance. Okay. And so like, we've been like dating again. We went on a date tonight. FDK. Y'all know what that means. We're going out, we're going to do stuff for us. But yes, I think that's what it looks like. It's doing those things, those actions. And my husband reminds me of that all the time. Because sometimes I'll be not pulling my weight like I should. And he reminds me.
Okay. Ladies, what does romance look like to you? Not what it is, but what it looked like to you.
I said this the other day, and I honestly feel like this probably is going to have to be the most truest statement ever. I don't know. Reason being is I saw a post the other day that said something about like getting women to respond to a situation or a past relationship to where they were the reason that the relationship ended and that they were the ones who lost a good man and that they are the ones who are kind of like, oh man, I effed that up. I put that up. I don't feel like that. I feel like every motherfucker that had me lost me because as I really sit back and think on previous relationships, I've never been swept off my feet. I've never been just dated out the ass. I've never just had a man who could ever say that he literally took care of me. So I think for me, romance would be showing me or doing something I've never seen before. And especially as a single, Florida, a single, independent, strong ass woman, like
Strong ass black woman with a child.
I do all of this shit my damn self. So it's like my grandma
Who just got a new house?
You know, so you can't be decoration. Okay. You have to fulfill a purpose. And no, you can't just come sit at the fucking table because Chastity already has her table. You can put me some new charger plates, put me a new centerpiece. So romance is just going to be something that I'm going to know what it looks like when it hits me because of the fact that I will say I have not had it before.
Okay. Jill, Carmen, either one of y'all?
I think romance to me now.
What it look like? What does romance look like?
What it looks like. What it looks like. What it looks like to Carmen. Hashtag Chi-Town.
Hashtag Chi-Town.
Hashtag Chi-Town is the small things. It's the I could be in bed with my husband and he would say, come on, let's nook. And nook is me just being up in his space and we can talk. We can laugh. He knows me. He knows, just like Mel said, in a way, he knows me better than I know myself, especially with this man being my high school sweetheart and being dated my freshman year in high school, left each other, didn't see each other for 30 something years later, we married. And to have someone know me more than I know myself, knowing what I need, and I don't even know I need it. That's what that romance looks like to me. It's not give me flowers. It's not give me bling bling. Romance is not taking me to the most expensive restaurant. Romance, what it looks like to me is when he touches my head, rubs my body.
Come on now.
Soothes my surgery foot because the ladies know I limp every day because I'm in pain. But he knows, yes, but he knows what I need without me even saying it.
Okay. Jill, what does romance look like to you? Not what it is, but what does it look like to you?
I think I have a little bit of what all three of the other ones say. I don't feel like I've ever really been romanced. I am super independent and I don't want to ask for things. So for me, romance, part of that is just knowing me well enough to know to just do certain things. Like acts of service mean more to me than jewelry and dinners and cars and that kind of thing. But if like I work 2 jobs, and so if I come home, do I have to say the trash is full, take the trash out? For me, that's part of that romance. It's just the little things that you're doing to help my day better. And the forehead kisses that, aren't about anything but just to acknowledge I'm here for you. When we walk in the door, just that, you give me a great big old hug and, you miss me. How was your day? Just that little stuff for me is romance. It doesn't take a lot, but I don't want to have to tell you that I want all of those things. Because then I feel like you're doing it because I told you to do it. Does that make sense?
Is that what romance look like to you?
Yes.
Okay, that's all we need to know. Okay, now this question I'm gonna ask personally, and I'm gonna repeat it to each one of y'all because I'm setting you up for another question I'm gonna ask at the end. So I'm gonna start with Carmen.
Okay.
I just need maybe a 30-second response. That's from all y'all. I'm gonna cut. If it's more than 30, I'm gonna cut you off.
Okay.
The Herd Podcast. I am.
The Herd Podcast. I am going to be open, honest, transparent, and talk about what's going on in my life and how it can help someone else.
Okay. Jill, the Herd Podcast. I am.
Crazy.
I like that one. Chastity. The Herd Podcast. I am.
I am going to be who the fuck I am.
Now, I would say Mel, but we don't want Mel. We want Melanie.
Milani.
Oh, Milani, excuse me. The Herd Podcast. I am.
Going to be hold on, I'm gonna have to do that over. Hold on. The Herd Podcast. I am going to be who I am and not who people think I am.
All right. Herd Podcast, we got in the calf. Ladies, that was great. Now we're going to go to the calf podcast question. Now, Chastity, these questions we already asked you. I'm going to bring you in when we get to the other set. Because I think the first 7, we already asked you like numerous times. So, ladies, these are the calf podcast questions. It's going to be either one or the other or fill in the blank. So, the first question, pick one or the other. We don't need no explanation. Just pick it or fill in the blank. First question, love or money?
Money.
I know you might have asked me, but shit, fuck love. Love don't pay no bills. Money.
Yeah, and you said that on the last time we asked you that. I just want to point that out too.
That's fine. Then they let you know I'm being exactly who I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to say love.
I knew
Love.
you was going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Jill.
Money. Okay, all right. This one is a 3-part question. You can pick 1 out of 3 or 2 out of 3. You can't pick 3 out of 3. So, t-shirt and panties, lingerie, or nothing?
T-shirt and panties and nothing.
T-shirt and panties or nothing.
T-shirt, period. Because who's still wearing underwear these days?
Just say nothing, Chastity. Just say nothing.
No, because I would want a t-shirt on.
All right, Chastity. Jill.
I got my t-shirt and my panties on.
Okay. What turns you on?
Money. Oh, that was not my time.
What turns you on? Fill in the blank. What turns you on?
Being touched.
Being touched.
Mm-hmm.
A roughneck.
A roughneck. That's a new one. That's a new one.
Yeah.
Funny it's coming from the white lady too.
Ooh,
Like
just
about
wait
you,
on
Jill.
it. Just wait on it. Just
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, that's it. I'm telling you right now, that 5th episode gonna be something serious.
What turns me on
What turns you on?
is when I walk in the bathroom and my husband is naked when he's getting out the shower. That turns me on.
All right. Do you want your spouse cooking or cleaning?
Cleaning.
Oh,
Clean.
I got 3 cleanings.
Definitely cleaning.
Oh, can I do pass?
No, I gotta pick one of the other. This is the cow questions now. This ain't the herd.
I'm gonna say cooking.
Cooking. All right.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, Florida. I gotta interject here. Carmen, you lying.
No. I'm saying cooking because I have such OCD that him cleaning, I will come right and clean right behind him. So what will be the point?
Yes, I agree with that, Carmen.
That's my.
I agree with her too.
First of all, Carmen, you ain't gotta respond to her. This is our question. It's either one or the other. If you say cooking, it's cooking. You gotta respond to her. This ain't the herd now. This the cow. All right. Next question. It's a 3-part. You either answer 1 out of 3 or 2 out of 3. Choice is yours. Drunk sex, high sex, or sober sex?
High sex is the best.
Baby
sorry.
floating.
I'm gonna say drunk and sober.
Drunk and sober.
Yeah.
Jill?
I'm gonna say rough. Oh,
That wasn't a choice.
That wasn't a choice.
That
Is either drunk, high, or sober.
sober.
All right.
Sober.
What are the first 3? And for you, Mel, is when it comes to your husband. But what was the first 3 things you choose when picking your mate? For the single people, what are the 3 things you're looking for when choosing your mate?
Well, number 1, that he can provide.
Provide.
Okay, that he can provide. Because I mean, I can't be with nobody that ain't doing nothing.
Gotcha.
How he treated his mother,
How
his relationship with his family.
That's a new one.
Mm-hmm. And how he treated me. I mean, just when we met. So how I felt, that vibe I got from him.
All right. Anybody? Single, married, it don't matter how y'all want to go.
I'm gonna go next. I'm married. And I wasn't even looking for these things or knew I wanted these things in a husband until he showed me. 1 being friendship. Because I can love you, but do I like you? Do I want to be around you even when we go on through the tough times? So it was friendship. It was how the relationship he has with his family and providing.
All right. Jill Chastity, what are the 3 things you're picking when choosing your mate? First 3 things.
Well, first, these are probably going to be some very shallow answers.
It's your answers.
Correct. Outer appearance. I saw a post the other day on Facebook that just really hit home. And I know that with me, that if you're not attractive and you piss me off, at least when you piss me off, I could be like, oh, stupid, fine ass motherfucker. But if you done piss me off and you ugly as hell, we got too many problems right now. So outer appearance, I have to be physically attracted to you. And this is still a part of number 1. So you're not going to say I said 4, because physicality comes with everything. And that's also meaning satisfying in the bed.
That's gonna have to be number 2.
No, physical broke down into an A and a B.
Nah. You say attractive and also able to please you in the bed. That's another one. Sister.
No, I said physical, physically attracted and physical. Okay.
Okay. So that this physical will be number 2.
And then I guess being
yeah.
I want to say provider, but I realize I've had providers. Okay.
So hold on. I gotta cut you off. What what 3 things you're gonna choose? If you had to go to God right now, we already know he got to be attractive. And it's the Cal Podcast. We giving you 3. So you told God attractive. He got to be able to take me to
rich and can fuck. There you go.
Fine, rich, and Pound Town. Jill.
I think for me, one of the, you have got to be healed or on the healing process and aware that you're trying to be healed. I can't be fixing nobody else. Okay. And if you're broken, go fix you and then come back.
So Jill say come complete. That's 1.
Yeah. And then I wouldn't necessarily say that they have to be a complete provider. I don't expect a full financial ride, but you have to be trying on that. Okay, you have to be. I do expect you to have a job or a hustle that you're doing that is bringing in income that is
Steady
not just
income.
being blown.
All right.
Okay,
Steady income.
steady income.
And the last one.
And then the last one, whew,
Complete steady income and
You know you like to do it.
yeah, I
pound
mean,
town.
I'm just
You know he
saying.
wants you to choke you. He got to be able to choke you, Jill.
Pound town.
yeah,
Rough is what she wanted to say.
50 shades. Huh?
Yeah, because you did say roughneck.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, this next question, ladies, I'm gonna give everybody a moment to think about, because this is the question that we're gonna be asking our women this in season 5. If you can have a conversation with 3 Black women, who are they?
Oh.
Dead or alive?
Oh.
If you can have a conversation with 3 Black women,
Mm.
dead or alive, who are they?
Okay.
I got him.
Can I go?
Okay, go.
Whoever want to go first.
Okay. Madam C.J. Walker,
Madam C.J. Walker.
Tamron Hall, and Oprah Winfrey.
And Oprah.
Mhm.
I'm going to say Harriet Tubman.
Damn, that was mine.
I'm
going to say Coretta Scott King. And I'm going to say Michelle Obama.
Miss Obama. Come on, Chesney.
I'm gonna have a conversation with Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman.
I want to have a conversation with Superhead because I got so many questions.
Kareem Stephan. It's just crazy. I know her full name.
I mean, I'm probably just, clichely gonna say Michelle Obama.
You sure? Listen, you get to
I just
choose.
can't think of anybody else right now. So I just
3 women, dead or alive. Okay, so we're going with Michelle Obama. Miss Jill?
I mean, definitely Oprah, because she's such a huge figure.
Okay.
And I know this is going to sound kind of goofy, but I have my own personal reasons. But I want to have a conversation with Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
That's a good one.
I know that's different, but I really want to have a conversation with her. And for my third one, I mean, it'd be kind of interesting to talk to Miss Parks.
Rosa Parks?
I was thinking about her too.
Mm-hmm.
So
like to really talk about what was going on in her head.
Okay. So we got Madam C.J. Walker. It was Tamara Hall, right?
Tamron
Hall and Oprah. Then we got Harriet Tubman, Coretta Scott King, Miss Michelle Obama. Then we got Harriet Tubman, Superhead, Michelle Obama, then Oprah, Whitney, and Rosa Parks. All right. Last question. Remember the question earlier about the Her podcast. January 8th, 2024, the Her podcast will be January 8th, 2024. The Her podcast will be
Her podcast will be in a year, well known. I mean, multiple number of followers. We will be so established. So I vision like talk shows, even if it's our own, like just setting up something and having an in-person, like I just envision like the sky being the limit. If we really apply ourselves and head for it, like the Her podcast is just gonna be big. It's gonna be bomb. And I think it's going to allow opportunities for us individually also. I sense it not it being heard, but then I sense it being something that is attracting someone else for somebody individually specific. Like, oh, I need Jill to come in. Oh, I need Mel to, like, other opportunities coming behind just that opportunity as well.
January 8th, 2024, the Her podcast will be
a woman's go-to.
A woman's go-to. January 8th, 2024, the Her podcast will be
healing, helping, and being fucking hilarious.
Fucking hilarious. Throw that in there. Jill, take us home. January 8th, 2024, the Her podcast will be
making me money and making me famous.
That's what I thought you were going to say something about Roughnecks, but we'll leave it there. I like that. Ladies, it was an honor and a privilege to get y'all on the calf. I wish y'all nothing but success on the Her podcast. This part is where we give y'all the floor. Whatever you want to say, the floor is yours.
I just want to say, I want to thank you, Florida, for giving us the opportunity to push us finally outside of our boundaries, because we've been talking about this forever. We've been talking about this for months and months on end. And when Chaz reached out to you and you started talking on the phone and you were like, I'm giving you guys this date. Y'all starting January 8th, 9:15, boom. It was like, we either gonna shut the fuck up or we gonna do it. And we're doing it. So I thank you for this opportunity.
No problem.
I really just can't wait for the world to hear what we have to say, because I just think that just having such a diverse group with such different personalities, different points of view, things that people don't really talk about or don't want to talk about or may be embarrassed to talk about, but know that they can relate to it. I think that's going to have people coming back for more.
Well, y'all know I'm excited, and I do feel like along this way, I'm probably going to ruffle some feathers, and I look forward to every bit of that. I'm
telling you right now, Jill, you're going to have probably the most comments.
I know. I'm going to have haters galore, and I love it. I love haters. So I'm ready.
All right. Oh, Chassie, you wanted to say something? Or are you good?
I'm just gonna say stay tuned. Like, okay. It's not else much to describe, but just like fucking stay tuned. Literally.
Her podcast 2023. Make sure y'all got Instagram yet or anything
popping? Not yet. Not yet.
So we got to get that taken care of. But once we get all that information, I will put this up there. We will bless it for. But make sure y'all keep your eye out for the Her podcast episode coming soon. Once again, ladies, it was a privilege and an honor to get y'all on. I wish y'all nothing but success. And I tell people all the time when it comes to this, somebody needs y'all to talk. Because somebody going through something and y'all going to be the reason why either they jump or they get off the ledge. So y'all voice is needed. I think if more people would really believe in themselves, they could do more than what they think they can do. And I just wish y'all nothing but success. And once again, if y'all need anything from me, just let me know. Chastity can reach out to me. And also, when y'all do get famous, I just get 1%.
Got you.
There you go. Thank you.
That depends on if you're a roughneck or not.
I'll make that happen. Don't worry. I'll make that happen. I'm going to get my 1% one way or the other. So it's all good. It's all good. So,
I get it.
Come on now. I play this Tupac, How Do You Feel, in a minute.
You got
that podcast. We had the Her podcast on. Like I always, Quita and Perk couldn't be on because they had something going on. But like I always say, we're going to get better and do better. And you ladies, wishing you nothing but the best and have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
G14 classified. That's good.
DJ Star.
Hello world. HSCAT, you know how we do.
Long live DJ Star.